Well, Gil, it's great to be here on a fantastic afternoon here in Jerusalem.
Wonderful weather.
Beautiful weather. We're right here outside of the Jaffa Gate, and we're going to actually launch right now the B'nai B'rith live tourism from Israel. And I want to welcome all of you who are watching in the B'nai B'rith senior homes and from your own desks, your computers, all around the world who have chosen to join us on this inaugural broadcast. In today's broadcast, Gil Perez, who's a very seasoned guide, he's going to take us through the alleyways of the old city of Jerusalem to some of the most significant sites, historical and religious sites. You will see museums, you will see mosques, churches, synagogues, and really some of the most significant sites that this unique city has to offer. On the way, of course, you'll be meeting tourists, you'll be meeting local residents, and I hope you will get a flavor of what Jerusalem is like. And that actually is the whole purpose behind B'nai B'rith live tourism. We want you to feel that you're a tourist with us in the alleyways, in the streets of Jerusalem, in the sounds, and maybe someday even the smells when that happens. What I'd like to tell you here right at the outset is that we plan right now in the pilot stage of the programming. We plan 2 more broadcasts that will take place on 2 consecutive Wednesdays, a week from today, and 2 weeks. In other words, March 18th and March 26th. And I invite you to stick with us and stay tuned today, and then to join us again on March 18th and on the 26th at the same time, same channel. What I'd like to point out just before I give the microphone over to Gil is that you're joining us in a very particularly exciting time here in Jerusalem. As you can see, the Jerusalem Marathon is about to take place again. It's become a major event in Jerusalem, bringing people from all over the world, and this is going to take place on Friday. And then also, Jerusalem being the dynamic city that it is, you can see over here that the band is setting up, and that we're going to have a music festival called The Sounds of the Old City. It's going to take place in different sites around the old city of Jerusalem. So, with that, I am going to hand the microphone over to Gil, and he's going to take us back in time and history to learn and to teach us about the sites of the city of Jerusalem. Thank you.
Thank you, Alan. It's a real threat having you all with us. We are broadcasting all over the world today, and the weather is fine. You'll discover an incredible city, which is, in many aspects, the center of the world. Northern to Jerusalem is Europe, eastern is Asia, and southern is Africa. From here, any place you walk to is in a different continent. Right down the valley, this is the place where Adam and Eve were moved to after, you remember, Eve ate the forbidden fruit. And this garden is named in the Bible Hell, or Gai Ben Hinnom. And this is where first humans started to work. They were forced to work, and from here we know that women will suffer delivering. Just by here, behind that tree, if our camera can see, we can have a look at the famous David Citadel. This name was given to this incredible museum, incredible palace, which was built in the time of King Herod 2,000 years ago. But when the Christian crusaders came to Jerusalem, they believed that this is the palace of King David, the first king of Jerusalem. From this moment, we are going to walk together with Alan and walk towards the Jaffa Gate. vas reculer, tu me prends. So we are actually stepping over the Jaffa Gate, and אני יוצא מהשער. No, it's okay. And we will enter the old city the way pilgrims have been entering the city of Jerusalem for thousands of years, and we are right now within the Jaffa Gate. Within the Jaffa Gate, and from this very moment we entered the city of Jerusalem. These gorgeous walls were built by Suleiman the Magnificent. He was the emperor, and in the 16th century, after the walls were built, he made a beautiful party here. Kings and princes were guests from all over the world, and here at this very place he invited the two architects who built the walls of Jerusalem to stand here proudly, and he explained the crowd, all these famous people, VIPs coming from all over the world, that these architects have built the most magnificent walls in the world. The crowd clapped their hands, and he took his sword and beheaded these two guys. The honor he gave them was to be the only people buried into the old city in Jerusalem. I'm sure these guys would have preferred to survive extra dozens of years, but this is the course of history. So from here we are going to walk through the markets of Jerusalem. You can have a look about the population, how cosmopolitan, the variety of faces. We have several religions, people come from all over. They come here on a pilgrimage, they come here to live, they come to enjoy, they come here to eat, they come here to meet for 4,000 years. Jerusalem is the meeting place, a pleasant place to be. And our first walk will be through the Christian Quarter. This opening trip together today will give you a glimpse of each and every area in the old city of Jerusalem. In the future, we will be able to learn deeper, more about each and every culture, each and every holy building in the city. He's coming to us. הוא בא לצלם אותנו ככה. כן, כן. Shmulik, tu te retournes, hein? Tu te retournes maintenant. Here, one of the famous, this man, I want to introduce you. I remember he's deaf and dumb, and I remember him when he was younger than his son. And he is the man who make the best bagel in town. Fantastic bagel, you can see. And when we eat bagel, you have this little bag which contains hyssop, the biblical hyssop, which is a combination of several spices, and salt. You can see the sesame, and you take the bagel, you break it, and this is the way a gentleman is living. Yes. This is the huge falafel. We live it. We are just after lunch. In America, people are having breakfast, but we are after lunch. And what people generally do is the blessing, about blessing the bread in Jerusalem. And what you can do here, you take the bread, put some hyssop on top of it, and you know what? Alan, tell me about it. Oh, it's so nice, giving you some more hyssop for your way back home. You live in the countryside. So, ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם המוציא לכם מן הארץ. Shall you be blessed when you come to Jerusalem. Amen. How is it? He's the man. I would like us. We tell them in front of TV. For how many years do we know? I remember him when he was very young. 40 years. 40 years. He was a young boy, and He had to find his wing. He was coming all his way with a bagel to this very place. Thank you so much. Abdesh. We keep reminding you that you can ask questions. We will see your question here on our iPhones right on the spot, and I will be very pleased to answer your questions. تسلم ايديك حبيبي حبيبي تدعم موتك. This here is the Christian quarter, the Latin Patriot. Catholic people live in this area. Greek Orthodox in the next street. Each and every street in Jerusalem is a different community. I talk about the ancient Jerusalem. In the new city, of course, this is totally mixed, but these are families living here for hundreds of years. Very good. Good bagel, huh?
لو خشبت الأمشي خزون على الصوت.
As you can see, we have moved to the Greek Catholic street. We have another Greek Orthodox street. And in a minute, we'll walk together in the Coptic. You know the Coptic, this Christian coming from Egypt. Each and every community has its own. It's a bit windy today, so we'll move the mic. Thank you, sir. مساء الخير يا زلمه، كيف حاله يابا؟ كيفكم؟ من زمان ما شفتك. كيف الشغل؟
الحمد لله.
الحمد لله موسى.
شكرا.
الله معك. عفوا يابا حبيبي. What is nice in Jerusalem, despite an amazing media coverage by news, but in fact, life in the city is very pleasant, and interaction between people is really very special. People are friends, and each one has his own beliefs, own identity. But this is on a base of mutual respect, and this is something we cannot forget. Look at this guy. He's a porter. You see, that's the way they carry in Jerusalem, and they bring and schlep everything within the town through these small carts. We are now heading towards the Church of Holy Sepulchre. As you remember, 2,000 years ago, the Roman Empire used to crucify many Jews in town. This was very hard time in our history. One of the famous Jewish men who's been crucified in those days was a Jewish rabbi coming from Galilee. His name Joshua, Jesus, known today as Jesus. And Jesus was put on a trial and condemned to death. He carried a cross and was crucified in a place which is today covered by a huge building named the Church of Holy Sepulchre. On the way we can see some of the Christian churches and convents. These are very good schools, the Ivy League of the local schools in Jerusalem, and people from many denominations used to study in this type of colleges. Today the Christian population is clearly smaller than used to be in the past. In the year 1860, when a census was made here, the Christian community represented in Jerusalem 28% of the population. The Jewish population was 56%. So Jews were almost 2/3 and Christians were almost 1/3. Today this has been reduced, demography has changed, families are very small and many people moved to other countries. Let's work together. Do we have any questions, sir? We are still waiting for your question. We are checking our iPhones and I'll be delighted to answer. I hope you have nice weather in America, by the way. And if not, come here. Weather is always nice. We have 333 days of blue sky in Jerusalem. Pleasant temperature. We had snow for a short period of 2 days. This happened last month, but this was the only snow during the winter. We don't expect for more till the end of next year. Of course, among the Christian minorities, the Armenian minority, a small but very active community, they suffered a lot. Don't forget that Jerusalem was under Turkish sovereignty from the year 1517 till the year 1917, and 400 years was a long time for Christian community here. You can notice that in this Holy Land, everyone has the sign on the door connected to his belief. This is a Coptic cross. This is a Coptic family. What are Coptics? Coptics are Christian from Egypt. It was a bustling community. Today, they are getting smaller and smaller. Their demography could not cope with the Muslim demography growing in the country. Coptic, the term Coptic comes from Egyptos in Greek, which means Egypt. In this building to the left, this is where nuns are trained to become nun, and from here they are scattered all over around Coptic monasteries in the Middle East. You'll be surprised to see these water pipes outside the walls. But don't forget that these buildings are 800, sometimes 1200 years old. And running water reached the city only in the 30s, 1930, 1940. So the pipes were added. And you can see that to this day, we say Jerusalem has its kishkes outside the walls. This is the nun convent. مساء الخير يا زلمة. كيف حالك أبو؟ الحمد لله. مساء الخير يا أستاذ. أهلا. كيف حالكم؟ So this is the Coptic convent, and you can see here Saint George. Saint George was a local hero. See, they are careful to check. These are small minorities, and the convent nuns don't use to meet people from the street. At this very moment, you could have a look. If you be familiar with the accent, you could see that they are speaking Egyptian Arabic and not Palestinian Arabic. These are not young boys.
بدنا تصورونا فيش حدا معنا كمان.
أهلا بك، كيف حالك؟
الحمد لله.
شو اسمك؟ Oh, strong boy.
مؤلم.
How are you? Smile to the camera. شو اسمك يا أخوي؟
لؤي.
شو اسمك؟
لؤي.
لؤي؟ Ahmed. Ahmed and Louis. Louis is probably Louis. Louis in America. Louis. Ahmed is Ahmed. You know.
من أستراليا.
Australia. He is from Australia, as you can see. You look Australian. I would guess so.
No, أنا من لبنان.
Lebanon. Oh, sorry. No. I'm from Lebanon.
عمان.
Amman? He's from Amman. He's from Jordan. He did not decide yet. He's international.
No, إيش يعني كذبان؟
من وين أنت؟ من هون. قدسي. He wanted to help the lady. You see, he wanted to help her. He will help her schlepping the fruits to her home and she will give him a penny. يلا تفضل روح ساعدها.
بدهاش.
ما بدهاش. سلامات. That's the way people make petty cash. Help the women carry fruits and vegetables. You remember, Alan, what we were talking about? The water supply coming to Jerusalem in the 1930s. 1200 years after the building was built, so we had to find a solution. And these are the kishkes, you see? So you see, what is happening is clear. These are very educated community with a small number of children per family, an average 1.2 kids per family. This is what will explain you the situation today. Quiet. It seems to be Sunday, but in fact we are in the middle of the week. Here in the city of Jerusalem. It is middle week, but not such busy life. Most shops are closed. Most of the population is getting old. In this quarter, in the Christian quarter. And today the balance among the different population has changed in the old city of Jerusalem. The old city is over 24,000 inhabitants today. Among them, 6,000 Jews, several thousand Christians, and 16 to 17,000 Muslims. Demography, birth rate makes the difference.
bit.
Yalla. Hot way. We go slowly, right?
Yes.
Enjoy.
How many Christian communities are represented in Jerusalem? Can you tell me how many Christian communities are actually represented? You mentioned the Armenian,
yes,
and the Coptic.
Oh, this is a very good question you are asking. Alan was asking me a very important question. How many different communities we have in Jerusalem? So Christian communities, as we are walking now in the Christian quarter. We have in the Christian quarter, Greek Orthodox is the largest community, then Roman Catholic, then Armenian, then we have Syriac Jews, Christian, then we have different type of Protestants, Baptist, Lutheran, evangelical churches. These are the main groups. We have small groups such as Coptic and Syriac, small Middle Eastern communities living here for very long. Kif halakum? Alhamdulillah. This is a shop. The gentleman is supplier for many shops. If you want beautiful pashmina, scarves, he has all kind of souvenir. Every religion, you can even have a menorah next to Christian stuff, and he is the supplier for all merchants in the old city of Jerusalem. So here is the man, but he comes only in the morning to iron the shirts of the remaining population in the city. And here is the sign. You see, Copts Ascents. We are here in the Coptic neighborhood, and we will soon join the central Christian area of Jerusalem, the main street, which is called Christian Market. Please pay attention. Each and every denomination is mentioned on the front door. You can see this is a Greek Orthodox property, and you can see the Greek alphabet. We have many alphabets in Jerusalem. We have Armenian, Greek, Arabic, Hebrew, English, Latin, and some alphabet from Eastern Europe, Cyrillian, Russian,
Georgia.
We have This is a private property. It's not a jail, but this is a dwelling for people supporting the monks at the Church of Holy Sepulchre. So we go. No, تشمعوا زي طول. تنزل زي يلد. ها؟ Play the game. Here. This is Mr. television. This is Mr. Costa Coffee. And this is a very good place. And you in America right now have breakfast. At Mr. Costa, this is a wonderful place to have a cup of coffee, and it's a good, ancient, very well-known restaurant in the city. كيف حالك جناب؟ A pleasure. أهلا بك. ما شلونك؟ الحمد لله. And here, very good shoemaker. What you see here is handmade by this gentleman. Sandals, winter shoes. He's a good professional.
Pure camel leather, pure camel leather.
Pure camel leather, homemade. سلامتك حبيبي. Look at the beautiful pomegranate. Incredible fruit. Look at the fruit. Is it? This is the man. He is the specialist.
Hi, welcome.
And today people love this fruit named pomegranate. You can have one. By the way, you can drink it mixed, orange and pomegranate together.
This one?
بس هذا نشمر لازور كيم لاخن. Beautiful fruit. Would you like to sit? It's a good way, or you can sit here. Make sure. Thank you. Thank you. I just had one. خايم حبيب قلبي كيف شو؟
في ناس في الشنشورة في ناس
يوم عسل يوم بس
يوم عسل شو هذا بصور ايش التلفزيون؟
شنو؟ The famous man.
بالعربي ايش يعني؟ 25
وزير
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 ايش؟
شليات وزير وزير وزارات أمريكا.
لا.
And next to you, you want to see something? Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You're right. Next time I'll explain what is B'nai Brit, but it will take more time. So I made you Minister of Foreign Affairs. This is the ancient floor of Jerusalem, 1900 years ago. So many Christian people walking here believe that they walk on the footsteps of Jesus carrying the cross. Beautiful pavements. Alan. ما شلونك؟ حبيبي ابيض ورد ابيض So have a look. Window shopping. This is the time we can decide. We have jewels, we have religious stuff, candles, kippah, we have menorahs, we have skirts. We got almost everything. And if you want to press and squeeze your own orange juice at home, you have it here. This is the real one, the strong one. This is for the one you use once in a while. Bit heavy, but not so expensive. How much is this one?
$80. It's about 300 shekel.
300 shekel, $80. And you have your own fresh squeeze. And if any blackout, electricity blackout, it works. Always working, permanently working. Look at eggs, precious stones, candles for the church, and flags of every local countries. Magnets. We didn't see the magnets. You want to see the magnets?
All kinds of scarves.
You see scarf and pashmina, and magnets and shirts.
Bedouin bags.
This is Bedouin bag. This is an old local tradition. We call it batik.
And handmade.
Batik, and this is handmade. Look at how beautiful work. Very nice work. Jerusalem, the city of peace. Help yourself. If you want to buy, we read your wishes on this iPhone, and our cameraman will be the one purchasing it for you. Thank you, sir.
خليهم يشتروا شوفوا جوا عنده شغلات حلوه تفضل شوف
تفضل جوا
جوا تفضل
بخيطك
تفضل
Say, why don't you come in? Would you like to come in? Not too much, because we are short in time. You want to have a look inside? This is good PR.
سوري
Enklita. Thank you, sir. We continue now to the Church of Holy Sepulchre. You can see these are Russian nuns, mother and Russian nuns here. T-shirts of all kinds. You see nuns buying T-shirts. Life as usual. Please come in. No. אני ממשיך בכניסת הקבר, יופי. אתה נשאר או אתה? So we are on our way down to the Church of Holy Sepulchre. On the way to the church is the famous mosque of Omar. The mosque of Omar, which is right here, and this is the entrance to the Church of Holy Sepulchre. I'm waiting for you. Welcome. This is a very important compound. You could eventually read the sign on top, Church of Holy, and this compound is located at the place where Jesus was crucified. Let's go, follow me. Alors, Ken, je peux pas parler maintenant, après 8 heures. On est récupéré. Le Shidour Chai, Shidour Chai.
הכל טוב?
אני אתקרב ואתה תצלם אותי בפתח. So welcome to the compound here, Church of Holy Sepulchre. Here is the place where for all Catholics and Orthodox in the world, this is the place where Jesus felt on his way to crucifixion. We are now approaching the place where Jesus fell. He entered this compound. In those days, the church you can see here did not exist. This church has been built over the rock named Golgotha, and the church was built over 300 years after this event, terrible event happened. And the place where Jesus has been crucified, the place where his body was washed and his grave are inside the building. And the day will come and we will make one program focusing on the way of the cross and Jesus' crucifixion. You can see there olive wood crosses. Let me lead you there. כיף כיפك, איך אתה?
בריאות, הכל בסדר.
רגוע, מתחיל להתעורר.
תהיה בריא.
גם אתה. And these are the crosses pilgrims carry with them from the place where Jesus was put on a trial to the place he was crucified. They walk in the street, they carry these quite heavy crosses, one after the other. In these groups, pilgrims group, carry the cross and commemorate Jesus' crucifixion. And we remember, Jesus was a Jewish rabbi. He just came to Jerusalem, pilgrimaging the temple of Jerusalem. The cruel Roman arrested him and slaughtered him the way they did with many others. This is an Orthodox property belonging to Armenian, and we can see some groups of nuns coming to pray. I suggest you to stay with me in the streets of Jerusalem market, as it's still beautiful light outside. Sunset will be in the coming hour. Ready to go? C'est toi qui me prends. Autrement, ça fait moi. Alain. So we are stepping out of this compound, Alain, and we are leaving on our way to the bazaars. These bazaars will lead us to a different section of Jerusalem. Here is the place where Protestant, Lutheran, Christian come and pray. Lutheran do not use to come to the church we just saw right now. Oh, these are strong guys, probably coming from Ireland. You can see a football team, probably. And we are stepping here in front of the Redeemer Church. Hello, Mr. Arafat. كيف حالك يابا؟ من زمان ما شفتك. الحمد لله. You look so good. This is very fashionable. Do Bnei Brit representative in Jerusalem wear kafia? No.
Only photo.
Only for the picture.
You take photo?
No. Listen, we do it next week.
All my colleagues are laughing
You take
now.
photo?
Yeah. No.
اوكي
ابدا
اهلا وسهلا فيك حبيبي.
تاني ان شاء الله. شكرا حبيبي قلبي.
اهدى بقول لك ليش الغزال اجى عمال الخير.
لا يا سيدي
ابو الراس خطر اعمال الغزازه بقول لك ايش عندهم شغل غير ايش التخديم.
مرة خشيم
كان عددهم بعلم نص مليون صاروا 2.5 مليون.
حبيبتي تيبري
تفضلي. ويلكم. This is the Redeemer Church here, and this is a very interesting church where you can see remnants from Hadrian time, Jesus, Constantine, and even remnants from the Middle Ages. We walk in this area, which was the Christian area of the order of Saint John. Saint John, order named in the past the Templars. The Templars, after they were kicked out from Jerusalem by Saladin, they left the city and moved to the Mediterranean islands. They located themselves in Malta, and from there starting opening hospitals, famous St. John hospitals all over the world, very often dealing with eye surgery. Beautiful stuff. This is something new. We have poncho. Poncho from the Holy Land we have.
You like that one?
Not yet. It's warm. بعدين إن شاء الله يابا.
ليش بعدين؟ النقطة أحسن من الدين.
This is the time. Look at it.
You like one of these?
So this is a poncho. Hola señor, ¿habla español? This is un poncho peruano de fabricación local de Palestina. Muy interesante. Un poncho de la cordillera de los Andes. Muy interesting. Very interesting. We have input from all over the world. Vamos a ver. Vamos a ver. Hola España. Hola Argentina. Argentina, ¿qué tal?
You want the back, sir? You need the back?
International, la televisión internacional de América. Sí. ¿Cómo está la visita en Jerusalén?
Muy bien, muy bien.
Muy bien, ¿te gusta? Bonito. Chao, señor. Buen día. Argentina. Wow. Argentina. Argentina is 20 hours flight from Argentina to Israel, but they really want it. Coming to this Holy Land, coming to Jerusalem is something important for any Christian. Yeah. על החתולים יש לי בדיחות, לא פוליטיקלי קורקט, לא מתאים לאמריקה. This is the Barakat family. Beautiful stuff. Mr. Said Barakat. This is a school belonging to the Protestant. This is the famous Martin Luther. It belongs to the Evangelical Lutheran Church. And as you can see, in English and in Arabic, and kids are taken care in this kindergarten. Martin Luther, the founders of Protestant churches. You see, an hour before sunset, people start closing their shop. People don't make business in the old city at night. At night, only restaurants and music. But shops open in the morning around 8:30, 9:30, depending on the business. And they close. You can see this famous pomegranate, how beautiful. Very nice. Jesus' Last Supper. Jesus' Last Supper. And here, this variety of crosses. This is not only ornamental. As a matter of fact, each and every type of cross is a different denomination. Some crosses are quite new. Like this type, have a look to this section. This is a Star of David, again David, a fish, and a menorah. And this is probably worn by Jews for Jesus or evangelical Christian. You can see there a Star of David with a cross within the star. Newborn Christian. Hello, Mr. Garo, Armenian. Garo is Armenian.
איפה נכנסים פה?
כן, כן. לייב. אני בלייב. בלייב. שידור לייב. שלום. מה נשמע מותק? So we are now entering, you can see this Austrian eagle here. And from this passage, we will leave the Christian quarter, step into the Muslim quarter in order to go together to the Jewish quarter. I'd like to take you to a beautiful roof. So we stay on our schedule and we will reach the Jewish quarter. Non, on est bon. A beautiful antique shop. You see, Roman glass, oil lamps, dreidels, lithography from modern day, mystical, Kabbalistic, ancient pictures from early 20s. And we walk to a beautiful view.
Comment ça va, monsieur?
Ah, la vie. مزمان لو هيدا.
اوكي.
Enjoy yourself.
اوكي.
عندي كبير عشان منظر مش للعبة، هذا لعبة للأولاد.
Нет, вы любите.
يا
40 شيكل يلا خلص 40 شيكل يلا ¿Bueno quieres uno?
What a choice, huh? غالب
فاق من شو اسمه ما فيهاش فاق ولا لسه والله يعني بس مليون واحدة.
As you can see the sign, the David Street. King David, the founder of Jerusalem 3,000 years ago. And this is today the central street from the Jaffa Gate to the Temple Mount. אנחנו עולים על הגג, שם ברוב היהודי, על גג. אנחנו בסדר. לפי התוכנית. Bursting live in the city roof.
مرة هون كانوا على الطنطا شفتهم؟ كانوا على الطنطا هون.
هاي شوية.
I take you with me. I take you with me on the roof. أحلى وفنان. رציני זה, אה? וואי. כמה עולה זוג כזה?
700 שקל.
מה? כמה אתה אומר?
2,700.
וואי וואי. קלות?
הכל יחסי.
לא, הוא דרך לבוא.
Finish, God bless you. It's not a good man. Finish. Scary man.
I'm sure.
מאוד איפה שהוא יכול לראות את ה...
בדיוק, בגלל זה אנחנו עולים לפה. פרקור. I suggest our cameraman to have a look at these boys, parkour. Look at what they do. They're very good. That's life. לא, זה הרבה כסף, זה ממש. Yeah, we are on the same mission and the same timing.
Excellent. Oh, excellent. Wow. Excellent.
Are you on live?
No, not live.
We're on live.
Oh, rather? Okay, sure.
That's why, sorry, huh? Priority live. Welcome to this incredible roof. Wherever you look at, you have thousands of years of history. Behind us, here, the Tower of David. You can see the flags. And here, the Armenian quarters of Jerusalem. When you watch to this direction, you can see the heavy dome of Holy Sepulchre, the central church, and the heavy dome you see here is right above the place where Jesus has been buried. The smaller dome to the right is where Jesus was crucified, and here the Redeemer Church, the Coptic Church, the Lutheran Church. From this angle, we can have a view at the Hebrew University on Mount Scopus. The place was created, founded on the desert in the year 1923-24, and the first president was Albert Einstein. He was, by the way, offered to become the president of the State of Israel in 1948, but he declined this offer. He preferred to stay in Princeton and keep on study. I think he made a good choice. He understood that here things are not so easy. Here we can see the famous Dome of the Rock. The Dome of the Rock is the oldest Muslim building you can see in the area, built in 696 after Christ. And this golden dome building is covering the holy rock where God offered, or was ready to offer, his son Isaac. Abraham was ready to offer his son Isaac to God. This dome is today at the center of the Temple Mount, which can be one day a place where we tour together. Up on the hill is Mount of Olives, with the Church of Ascension right above, and to the very right, the Jewish graveyard at Mount of Olives. This is where thousands and thousands of Jews were buried all over the history. As in our faith, we do believe that the day the Messiah will come to Jerusalem, will come to the world, he will enter Jerusalem from Mount of Olives on his way down to the temple. At this very moment, all that people will raise from the grave. This will be resurrection, peace in the world. To the right, next to Mount of Olives, is the Jewish quarter. We're going to walk now and enjoy this last hour of light in the Jewish quarter of Jerusalem. Do you hear the bells? Can you find such a city? Every half hour you hear someone calling you for prayer. Shall it be Christian, Muslim, Jew, each and every denomination. There, this is the Syriac Church. We're not the only one today filming Jerusalem. There's some colleagues of us.
Okay, thank you very much.
Wish you good luck before you start.
Okay, thank you.
Where do you come from?
Thank you. It's the United States.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're from?
No, I'm originally from Ukraine.
Ukraine?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Thank you guys.
Okay. Pleasure.
Bye.
This is a good jacket.
Okay. So, yeah, okay. As long as we don't see you, like the camera in the shot.
אתה רואה? משהו מחזיק המצלמה.
טנצת מכרה לכובע יהודי.
תכף, שמה. יש לנו מפגש שמה. עוד לא נכנסנו.
Nein, doe ik hem.
Oh, deze is de...
Tourist.
In a bakery.
What?
Shish kebab.
bakery.
The bakery downstairs.
Oh.
The oven? The oven?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tzadik. So Jerusalem seems to be so peaceful today, but we have to keep in mind what has happened here. This was a bursting place. This Jewish quarter you can see right now was a place full of life. In 1948, the Jewish population was expelled from here. They had few hours to live hundreds of years of life. They left their property, they ran away. Many were killed, hundreds of them were taken as prisoners. And when we came back, after being expelled in 1948, Jewish people came back. In the year 1967, you all remember the 6 Days War. And we entered the Jewish quarter on the 4th days of the war and discovered that all our synagogues have been desecrated or destroyed. And we decided to give the next dozen of years, give the land to archaeologists to dig between the rubbles and eventually find remnants from the ancient times, from the old days of Jerusalem. Did we get any question from our What's your step? What's your step?
You asked about the questions.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's a possibility online, those who are watching,
yes,
can send questions either by Facebook or online. So we're waiting for any of those to come. As soon as they come through,
You'll tell me.
I'll tell you, yeah.
Very nice. We welcome all your questions on Facebook or online. חתול,
נראה לי שאני אסיים שם, סתם תביים. We are now
entering the Jewish quarter. Jewish quarter was rebuilt after the War of Independence, and you see we have tried to combine ancient and new walls. This was in 1967, the 6 Days War. You remember, in those days Israel was attacked by Egypt in the south, Syria in the north, and Jordan in Jerusalem area, in the center of the country. Jerusalem is the capital city of Israel. When we have renovated the Jewish quarter, everything has been done to keep the ancient stones. In the same time, we started to dig among the rubble of this terrible destruction in order to find remnants of ancient Jerusalem. I'm going to lead you right now under local buildings, and we'll be able to view some remnants of this destruction. This is new in Jerusalem. Korean food, healthy drinks, healthy snacks, Korean food, kosher. Wow.
That's what I told you yesterday. She's starting all the pressure already now.
We have to try this. We have to try this. Kosher Korean food. Day after day, new cultures are coming to Jerusalem. This is a modern building, but I will go down underground to the basement floor, and you'll see what we discovered there. Steps in Jerusalem, but if you hardly can walk in these steps, you will have many options to access each and every place. See, you know, you're familiar with your talis, you buy them, but here is the man. He knows how to produce talis.
Shalom. Are you making a movie?
Yeah, look at this, beautiful job. This is advertising for you.
Thank you.
People from America.
כן?
יהודה גליק.
לא זוכר. זוכר.
מעשה הורג.
Bonjour. Bonjour. ארצות הברית. Hello, from Jerusalem. Hello.
We mean, you know, Jerusalem is a family. For many days, Mr. Baron.
מה אתה מספר לנו טוב?
Baruch Hashem. For many days, Mr. Baron was assistant to our Prime Minister, advisor about Russian immigration. He knows a lot about it. And he was sitting with General Ariel Sharon.
Yeah.
I have the feeling you gave up with politics. No more politics.
No.
Tell them.
Not politics.
No more politics.
Only Netanyahu.
Till Tuesday, at least.
Yeah, only a few days.
We still have few days. We still have few days. But you can have a look. It was a pleasure meeting you. Thank you.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you. Look at here. Under this building, we discovered the central market of Jerusalem 1800 years ago. And this was discovered in a very good shape. And there, you can zoom into that picture. J'ai raté le café à Rova si je traîne. This was a lively market. I'll give you. Here is the central synagogue we renovated. This was destroyed and rebuilt 5 years ago. We will have a much better view from the central plaza. I will show it to you. This is called the Churva, the ruin. And we did not change the name despite the synagogue has been rebuilt.